What's your name and occupation?
My name is Brandon Johnson, aka Mr. B. I'm a science teacher here at Madison Middle School, 7th grade.
How do you define mental health?
Geez. Well, it's kind of like the overall emotional health and just general well-being, I guess.
What do you look for when you notice a student is struggling?
What I look for when I notice a student is struggling. Changes in behavior, changes in work output is usually one of the first things I see. Energy levels, things like that.
How are some ways you can maintain a positive mental state?
Me personally, I like to get outside, just kind of like unplug, leave things behind, and try to surround myself with things that make me feel better. I like being active outdoors, hanging with my friends and family.
What are some safe places for youth to share their thoughts?
That's tough. I would say school for sure. If people are religious, there's the religious communities there. In the home, with family, with friends, people that you trust. And I don't think it's so much about a space so much as, the people in it.
How can a student in need of assistance ask for help?
So many ways. Writing letters seems to be something that I find people are more comfortable with, because for some reason people don't like to talk about what's going on with themselves, but it's a lot easier to write things down. But however people are comfortable is the best way to do it, I would say.
Okay, thank you. What is your name and your grade?
Rebecca Bartlett in 7th grade.
How do you describe mental health?
Mental health is the way that you're doing mentally.
What do you think can cause the most stress in students?
Work. Well, you kind of have to do work, but test. Parents talking about grades, bad grades, very good grades.
Do you think drama can play a role in that?
Yes, because drama is either like entertaining or just why, what's the reason?
Have you been to a therapist, psychiatrist, or a counselor in the past school year?
Yes.
Did you feel better after talking?
Yeah.
How do you think you can maintain a healthy mental state?
By finding healthy ways to cope, like well my therapist said that therapeutic outlet is basically what it's called, where you find something healthy that isn't self-harm or drugs that helps you in a therapeutic way, like drawing or music.
Thank you. What is your name and occupation?
My name is Jamie, and I am a 7th and 8th grade teacher, and I am training to be a counselor.
How would you define mental health?
I think the state of being in mental health means being really content and satisfied with your life and the way you are living in it.
What do you look for when you notice a student is struggling?
I look for them obvious signs like, crying in the classroom or having a hard time. But I also look for kids who suddenly change the way they act, kids who go from being extroverted and outgoing to being really quiet, or vice versa. I look for kids who stop hanging out with their friends as much and who just seem like they're not really acting like themselves.
How do you think you can maintain a positive mental state?
I think that there's a lot of things that you can do that will help you maintain a positive mental state. I think one of the biggest ones is trying to find balance between the things that you have to do in life and the things that you want to do in your daily life. I think that's the best way to keep a really positive mental health outlook.
What are some safe spaces for youth to share their thoughts?
Obviously, the counselor. If they don't have a personal counselor, the school counselor. I have found that most teachers are safe for students to share their thoughts. And if none of that is available, any other adult you can find that you trust, maybe a scout leader, or even your friends. I think friends can be great support. They don't always have the same perspective as an adult might, and so sometimes I do think an adult perspective can be really helpful. But I think that having a good social group around you one way or the other is always going to be a supportive thing.
How can a student in need of assistance ask for help?
I think they could ask any school adult, their teachers, their counselors, advisory teachers especially, their scout leaders. They could even ask a friend if they're too afraid to ask themselves.
What is your name and your grade?
My name is Allison Watkins, and I'm in 7th grade.
How do you describe mental health?
Mental health, I would describe it as something you can't really control because it shifts depending on how you're feeling and what kind of stuff happens in your life.
What do you think can cause the most stress in students?
Definitely for me personally, I think the schoolwork and how much the schoolwork, stresses me out is something. And also drama. It has really affected the way I learn because I get very distracted if there's drama going on, and that's really all my brain can focus on. And also just lots of schoolwork, and for all 7 classes, it is a lot sometimes.
Have you been to a therapist, psychiatrist, or a counselor in the past school year?
Yes, I went to a school counselor just because of some personal issues that happened in my life.
Did you feel better after talking to the counselor?
Yes, I thought the counselor was very wise, and she did give me some advice on what to work on and how I can cope.
And how do you think you can maintain a healthy mental health?
I think I can maintain a healthy mental health by just worrying about what's happening right now and, just really trying to stay positive.
Okay, thank you. What is your name and your child's grade?
My name is Ashley. I have 2 children. I have one in 2nd grade and I have one in 4th grade.
How can a student's work affect their health?
I think sometimes they can feel overburdened and they can feel overwhelmed, especially with all of their surroundings, including their peers. So I think that's one of the things that affects them mentally.
How can you help them through their mental struggles?
Just talk to them on a daily basis, see how they're feeling, asking how their day was, seeing if there's anything that they want to talk about that happened, not even that day or just through the week, or if there's something going on with their peers that they want to talk about or that they're struggling with. I always think that's important as well.
What are some places that you want your kids to feel safe talking in?
I want them to feel safe talking no matter where they are, be it with their friends, their family, if they need to speak with a counselor at school, or if they want to, seek outside help. I think that, that's okay too. I think that they should feel safe no matter who they choose to confide in.